Top rated. Welcome in to Beauty Gifts. I'm Jackie Gonzalez. Joining me, Jonathan Graff, who joins us with iGrow. Hands-free hair growth laser system. This is already top rated. And for those of you who have not seen this presentation yet, and you're looking at your hair, men or women, FDA cleared, I want you to sit and I want you to listen to this, because you do not have, the 30 days, the 60 till January. You have a 6-month return policy, 180 days, because if you buy this now, as we were talking, traditionally what we're going to show you, you may start to see some of those results in February. People who bought this back in July, those of you might want to be giving us a call now on our testimonial line, 1-800-395-1601. Those of you who bought it earlier than that, call us, 1-800-395-1601, and let us know what iGrow has done for you. So iGrow, Jonathan, really, what is this technology that has been so breakthrough here at QVC that each time you're on the air, our phones, our QVC.com goes crazy?
Yeah, it's so great to be back here to share the iGrow story with all the QVC listeners and watchers. What the iGrow is the latest evolution of a technology called low-level light therapy. Now, that's been used in doctors' offices and hair loss clinics the world over for treating men and women's hair loss for over 20 years.
Wow.
What we've done with the iGrow is take that proven technology and put it into an easy-to-use delivery system that you can do at home, completely hands-free.
At any time of the day, anytime you want. And how often do we use it?
You know, the treatment protocol we used that got remarkable results in our clinical trials was every other day for 25 minutes.
That's it.
For 4 months.
Now
all these things add up to the remarkable clinical results that we actually got with the iGrow being used at home hands-free, where 100% of men and women who used the iGrow in our clinical studies grew hair, some a little, some a lot. But the average improvement for those men and women in only 4 months was 35% more hair for men and 37% more hair for women.
And I know that's something hard maybe for you to wrap your brain around, but we're going to actually give you a little example here in a moment. But in this before and after 16 weeks, what are we seeing then, Jonathan?
What you're seeing here is Lisanthi. She came to us with thinning hair all over, which you see in a lot of women, and it's just heartbreaking when a woman is losing her hair. Look at the change that she received. What you saw went by very quickly, but the thinning throughout the entire top area simply filled in. The change in Lisanthi, not just in her hair, but in her personality, was remarkable. It affects so much of your self-esteem, your personality.
It does.
She's much more outgoing and smiling now when we see her.
And now, by the way, because like we said, we've been so busy with this since it's back, we are in advance order shipping on October 26th. So now with Daniel, after 16 weeks, when we saw him, and I remember this before and after absolutely wowing me to see the difference that made.
Yes.
That's 16, hands-free, every other day, 25 minutes. So what are we seeing here?
What you're seeing there with Daniel, look at that thinning area he has on the front. That's the area that frames your face. It's what really defines your face and makes us look older than we are, especially if you're a man. Daniel's a young guy in his 20s, and he said, I see it in my family. I don't want to accept my fate. I don't want to look older than I already am before my time. Now he looks like what he is, a young man in his 20s. He's in control of his own appearance. Look at the remarkable change, and again, every other day for 25 minutes for only 16 weeks. This young woman, this is really remarkable. But what you're seeing is a gradual time lapse over the course of 16 weeks. That thinning area that you see in a lot of women throughout the part line that just keeps getting thinner and wider, completely filled in. Now imagine, if you look at her, imagine how happy she must be thinking every day she's now seeing more hair instead of less. Hair loss gets worse faster, it gets worse slow. If you're seeing thinning hair, 6 months from today, you're not going to see more if you leave it alone. You'll see less.
And if you're putting it off and you're putting it off. Now listen, I know that this is an investment. Those of you who have watched this presentation, and when Jonathan and I have done this before, and you all have called in, those of you who've already been using it, and we do want to hear from you on our testimonial line. This is hands-free. We're going to explain to you with the little headphones here in a minute. We're going to explain to you the protocol. But you are getting, as we have talked about, 6 months. You're getting 180 days. Now, why? Because it takes time. It takes time to be able to utilize this FDA-cleared device to be able to work on that hair. Now, I am begging you, as I'm telling you now, do not use this for 30 days and then leave a review at QVC.com and say, I didn't see anything happen. You're not going to see anything happen in 30 days. Traditionally, you were saying, really, you're going to start to probably notice after about 4 months.
That's right.
So this is why we want to give you 6 months. We're even going above and beyond. If you decide to return it after those 180 days, then you get your refund. But we want to give you the fair chance with the clinical studies that iGrow brought to us, with that 100% that we saw on the screen that's just like, wow. And we're going to talk about who this is for and who this isn't for. But look at this. Tell us about that clinical study again. I mean, if this, I know it's an investment, but if your hair is your confidence, if you're feeling a little, you're wearing hats, you're doing something differently, do this for you.
Yes, we're very proud of our clinical studies. We did 2, one for men, one for women. 16-week studies that showed 100% of subjects who used the iGrow every other day for 25 minutes grew hair. And again, that average improvement for women was 37% more hair in that time. And they were doing it, the way we designed the iGrow was to be hands-free, easy to use, with no special thing you have to learn. So you can see it covers the entire scalp for the entire 25-minute treatment program. Nothing special to learn. You cannot do it wrong. It sits on a high-quality headphone platform. You simply plug it into the wall, so there's a consistent power supply, no batteries to worry about.
Why headphones?
For 2 reasons. It keeps it stable on the scalp and the proper distance, but really we made them functional as well.
Good.
You can plug your phone or iPhone or Android or music player in, listen to music, talk on the phone. I am never without my telephone anymore for more than 5 minutes.
So then you're able to be multifunctioning at the same time. So giving you a tour of how the iGrow actually is designed and how this works. And then we're going to show you the hair growth chart and who this is for and who this might not be for. Tell us how this works.
Well, what you're seeing is the iGrow's 51 light sources that we put into a hands-free canopy. These 51 light sources bathe the entire scalp for the entire 25-minute treatment program at the same time with no special technique. Again, plug it into the wall, put it on your head, push the button that looks the most like you. The iGrow will turn itself on and turn itself off while you're doing what you're already doing. When we designed it, we wanted it to fit into your lifestyle now. You can watch TV, you can read, you can do what you're already doing, browse the web.
Exactly. And as you're pushing, the button, and we're going to show you, you're going to push the one that looks closest to you. This one shows it's in use, how many minutes are going, etc., and your type of hair loss as we go through this. Now, this is advanced order shipping out October the 26th. We've sold over 800 now, and for those of you, this is established technology that is FDA cleared, and to be able to say that is beyond huge. And to be able to say that those of you who have been calling and have already made it customer top rated, we are so thrilled that you took the time, whether it's for you or for a loved one. And I know this is beauty gifts, but maybe this is the gift to yourself. Maybe this is a gift for that somebody in your life who just says, I can't do it, or I'm starting to doubt myself, my self-confidence isn't there. Give them this with that 6-month, 180-day return policy, and have them try this.
Jackie, that's something that came up. I go on QVC.com all the time, so I like to check on the community message boards.
Yes.
There's a lot of the information about the iGrow that's on there, some of these before and after photos if people wanted to look at them. But some of the feedback and some of the remarkable things we've heard, people who purchased the iGrow back in July when it debuted here on QVC, they're going to start seeing results around Christmas. People purchasing it now. You're going to start looking better right around late January, February. When do you want to look better? Those photos that we looked at, they all were very different people, different ages, different types, men and women. But they all had 2 things in common. They all grew hair, and they all wished they'd done it a little sooner, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to see results.
Absolutely. Now, when we're talking about who this is for and the hair growth charts, if you're saying, okay, am I too late? Am I too early? What should I do? We have a specific hair growth chart here to actually bring this into concept.
Yes, the iGrow was designed and tested and FDA cleared for a specific type of hair loss, genetic hair loss in men and women. In women, you see that thinning area in the top, the part line that gets wider, general thinning that you've seen over the years. If you can match yourself or you look like similar to any of these renderings you see, the iGrow is designed for that type of hair loss. In men, it's a similar idea. There has to be some hair left in the follicle to start with. Any area shiny bear is not going to see much, but it's for mild to moderate hair loss. If you are a man or a woman and you see yourself in any of these renderings, the iGrow is designed specifically to help your kind of hair loss.
Wow.
The skin type that it was designed for was light skin to medium dark skin. It's not that it won't work on very dark skinned people, but in a clinical study, it's very hard to count dark hair against dark skin.
So please note that. So if you do have darker skin, because it wasn't tested to that point, because being able to count hair by hair was harder against darker skin tone, you do have 180 days to get this at home on the 6 easy payments, highest easy pay, to try this. Now tell us what we're seeing here. This one is remarkable.
Well, what you're seeing here is a gradual transformation for this gentleman. How he illustrates that those last scales that we were looking at. Medium dark skin, also fairly extensive hair loss. A bald spot area that's the size of his hand shrank down to the size of the middle of his palm. Now, the middle area that has no hair at all isn't going to see much result, but look at the results he got in only 16 weeks, and he's very happy. We turned the clock back several years on his appearance.
Wow. Now, for a lot of people who have that hair, but it's just starting to thin, after 16 weeks, look at that.
Yeah, AJ was a 51-year-old professional man with a very common hair loss you see in men. That thinning where it kind of sneaks up on you, you see it in the mirror every day, you start seeing a stranger. Now he says that in only 4 months, he sees himself looking back again. So if you see yourself in any of these pictures now, imagine that now is you in the before picture.
Exactly.
That after picture is you in January, February. And the hair keeps growing after that. That's more the beginning. Hair will continue, and the results will continue to improve over time.
And after 16 weeks with Michelle, remember this is advanced order shipping out October 26th because we've already sold out of our original quantities that we could ship out today. Look at that difference.
Yes, Michelle was just remarkable. Well, as I was saying, that typical hair loss that you see where the part line is thinning, it won't stay when you comb it. You start thinking about it more and more often. Most people don't want to focus that much on their hair all the time. And the less hair you have, the more work it is. Michelle is very typical of a lot of the amazing results we saw in women.
Exactly.
Where they just don't think about it as much anymore. And they comb their hair the way they want to, not the way they have to try to hide or cover things. And they can roll the window down in the car without worrying as it know it's going to show. So in short, the iGrow has actually been a remarkable achievement in taking this proven technology, and now it's easy to do at home, hands-free, again, while you're doing what you're already doing every day.
Every other day for 25 minutes. And how long should we be doing this protocol as we keep doing that? Just...
You know, for the first 4 months, every other day for 25 minutes gets you there the quickest, like our clinical studies. After 4 months, usually once a week is enough to keep your hair in the best shape. There are no cures for hair loss, only treatments.
Right.
So much like if you're on a diet and exercise program, once you're in shape, you still have to exercise occasionally, just not as hard.
Yes, exactly.
It's always easier to stay there than get there.
Exactly. So to have that maintenance opportunity, you have 180 days, 6 months to do this, top rated. So once again, the clinical studies here, if you're saying, I wonder if that works well, tell us what that says.
100% of people in our 2 FDA clinical studies grew hair, and the average improvement for those people, some more, some less, was 35% more hair in men and 37% more hair in women in only 16 weeks.
Thank you so much. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. And for those of you who are joining us, if you want more information, we do have it at QVC.com, 827-5753. A remarkable product, FDA cleared, and